you chat?
Always. Hello. How was I supposed to do ring ring?
You know what I was just thinking?
What?
Remember when like you could customize your ring back tone?
Yes.
So it wasn't a ring. It was like someone heard a song.
So like they'd call you and be like, closing. Is closing day a song?
Closing time.
Oh.
Closing day?
Closing. What
Time.
is it? Time.
Holy hell. It's the most popular song.
That's why it popped in my head.
What would closing day be?
It's a real estate song.
Yeah, it's a song about when you
Maybe-
finally buy your house.
Actually-
Closing day.
I actually think that's what happened. Is I was singing. Wasn't I singing that song the day we closed on this house? That's what happened. I sang it.
So you thought that was the real song?
Like I was always like, closing day, time to close on our house.
Okay.
If I haven't said it lately, Tyler's a lucky guy.
So true. But yeah, I just remembered I was going to do ring ring, but then I was like, oh my gosh, remember when you used to like hear a song when you would call someone? Like it would be like, I want it that way.
Hello?
Tell me why. And you're like, hey.
Love this one.
I mean, what happened to that?
I'm glad it's done. First of all, my phone, I'm glad we got rid of ringtones. I used to have to pay 99 cents all the time to change my ringtone.
Oh, you kept buying them?
Yeah, of course. How else was I supposed to get them?
Well, who paid for that?
I think we've lost a considerable amount of people listening. So back in the olden days,
So true.
phones used to ring. People didn't keep their phones on silent all the time. And when they would ring,
And you're actually the only person in America who still has their phone on loud.
I only have my phone on loud during work hours.
Can't you just answer it if it vibrates?
But sometimes it's not with me. I don't want to have my phone in my hand.
Okay.
So I have to have it on loud. But you could pick a popular song and pay for it, and that would be your ringtone.
Yes, that's true.
So like I feel like everyone's ringtone right now would be Sabrina Carpenter. Like I feel like every Gen Z's phone right now would ring to that Espresso song.
that's what your ringtone would be?
That's what everyone's ringtone would be right now.
Mine, I know one of mine in high school was Party Like a Rock Star. Party like a rock. Party like a rock star. What was yours?
I can't remember. I change it so regularly.
Oh, you were just buying ringtones
Yes.
left and right.
Yes. I'd be much richer right now if I didn't buy ringtones all the
Which
time.
is probably why when your cell phone bill came in the mail, your grandparents were like, what's going on here?
No, they never questioned a thing.
They didn't?
Never.
Oh, they just got bills and they were like, bills.
They were just like, whatever that little angel needs.
Anyway,
Oh, that's funny.
how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I worked and I rested, which is my favorite. Well, not the working part, but the resting part is my favorite part of any weekend. I took 2 naps yesterday, not just one. And, oh, you know what? I actually watched, I'm like 2 years behind, I think, but we watched the first episode of Dope Sick.
Oh, what'd you think?
And that's a recommendation from you. So you need to.
From 2006.
It's really good. It's really good in the way that it makes your stomach hurt and feel terrible because of all the lives it ruined, but it's well done.
And it's like, it's a really good depiction of like
How it went down.
how that whole thing went down and how like a really well-meaning small town doctor.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I keep asking incessant questions to Tyler about it because he just read a book about it.
Oh.
I couldn't decide if the Sacklers, so they're obviously the family behind OxyContin, and they were the ones who like really pushed it to not be addictive, and it obviously was horrendous and ruined people's lives.
Right.
I can't decide if they believe their own bullshit or they knew it was bullshit. Do you find that out in the show?
Kind of. You'll see how it plays out.
Like, I'm like, are you evil? They kept saying opioids were characteristically extremely addictive, and so they were classified as type 2 narcotics. So that was the big push. Like that doctor, the small town doctor, was like, I am not prescribing an opioid to my patients. And they were like, their tagline was, it's only less than 1% of patients become addicted, which was bullshit. And they had apparently bribed and like pushed the FDA to create this bullshit classification of type 2 narcotic. I was just shocked. Like, did you guys actually think it wasn't addictive, or were you just lying? But then them having to like push it through the FDA makes me realize they were lying. Because if it legitimately wasn't addictive, there wouldn't have needed to be a second, like a false classification.
Big pharma.
Big pharma, they're fucking us.
Yeah, you'll see. It's good.
pH ucking us.
Fucking us pharma style.
Yeah, with a pH. So yeah, excited. I want to finish my day and get back to that.
I watched a couple good things as well.
Oh, what'd you watch?
One, I can't even say it was good. The Celine Dion documentary.
I will not watch that.
Wrecked.
Do not I don't care if you recommend it to me. I'm not watching it.
It's so sad.
No.
Like, and as a fan of Celine, I've seen her in concert twice.
So upsetting.
I've traveled to see her in concert.
Beautiful woman.
I
Beautiful
mean,
talent.
she's an icon.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with Celine Dion, but like, who isn't obsessed with Celine Dion?
Just like truly one of the most talented icons.
I knew she had stiff person syndrome. She was diagnosed with that, and that she had to cancel her Vegas residency. And like, you know, I was kind of semi following along with all of that. But obviously you don't know like the ins and outs of
the diagnosis and stuff. Yeah.
What that's like for her and her life on a day to day. And it's so sad. And she's so committed. Like, she's not one of those celebrities who like doesn't really give a shit about their following. You know, like there's like tons of people who I feel like are just like, you know, they're like, I'm an artist, and the fans obviously like they make me who I am, but they're not like so dedicated to them. Celine is like, I am only here because of you all. Like, she like cares. And like, she only even came out and talked about her diagnosis when she was still sort of unsure what was going on, because she was like, I don't want to let you guys down. Like, I know that you look forward to seeing me, and like some of you have trips planned. Like, she's like only thinking about fans. But she just is like, she's not obviously well, and there's really tough scenes. Like, she has like a full...
You don't need to convince me to not watch it.
Yeah.
I'm someone who literally cried yesterday to the season finale of a USA show from 2006. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely not going to watch the Celine doc.
It's like left me feeling like a like balled up paper towel.
Why Celine?
It was just like...
We've been singing her songs all weekend.
We're always singing her songs.
But we've been like really belting them out.
And yeah. Okay, so don't watch that if you feel like smiling for the next year.
Good news. Yeah, okay.
Did
you watch something uplifting, or did everything just make you depressed as shit?
No. Or do watch that if you're interested in learning about what's going on with her. But whew. Secondly, I watched America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader documentary on Netflix, and that's really good.
Okay, good. That's a good ride.
I wouldn't say uplifting. No.
It's not uplifting.
It's about how insane it is to make the team. And like,
more
they pick apart literally every single part. I mean, like, I don't know how these women who run this show, like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders show, how they agreed to have this highlighted, because it's like they pick apart like, and her cheeks look a little fuller, and her like,
why aren't they being canceled?
This because it's the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, the DCC.
Oh, the DCC.
It's really crazy. I mean, you should definitely watch. Like, it's, I wouldn't say uplifting, but it's super interesting. Like, and obviously I think because we're not from anywhere around there, I mean, there are people from around the country who want to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Maybe it's like a cheerleading thing. Like,
maybe it's a cheerleading
thing.
If
you cheerlead, you like know.
That's like the NFL of cheerleading.
Yes.
I mean, it is the NFL, but I mean, like, that's the peak of cheerleading.
Yes.
I think, as someone who's never cheerleaded.
Yes,
but
like,
wanted to.
Other football teams obviously have cheerleaders. It doesn't compare. Like, you could be a cheerleader in college.
Being a cheerleader to my mom, I don't agree with her, but was too pageant adjacent for her to let me participate. Like, as a kid.
Were you interested in participating?
I wanted to.
Oh, I never had the interest.
I really wanted to, but my mom, which was weird because I figure skated. but my mom, I think, put them in the same category. And what you're saying does track with what her concerns were. She felt like it was like super critical and like body focused. And she was like, I just don't think it's a healthy environment.
What's so interesting about these girls are not just like cheerleaders. They have like extensive professional training in dance, like hip hop, ballet. Some of them are like professional ballroom. And then they also have
the cheer experience.
So it's like a unique person, I guess. I don't know if all cheerleaders have like such intense dance experience, but wow.
It reminds me of Bring It On, where they bring in that guy, Sonny. And he's like, we are going to combine all styles of dance.
It basically is that, like, there's like, and in the routines, they have so many like worldwide choreographers coming and creating routines. And like, I guess you know that song Thunderstruck? Thunder. Yeah. Okay, so that's like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader like
song
routine.
Okay.
And they do a really crazy kick line that ends in a jump split.
Oh, wow.
And like, so they're like jumping in the air and then landing on the ground in the splits.
No, thank you.
In uniformity.
Unison.
That's
the word. I was like, we're going to get there.
I was like, what is the word?
In uniform. Uniformity. It's nice to be able to give you the word for once.
You know what I mean.
And you know what I mean.
And like it's just so insane. Like, okay, so that's obviously extremely hard on your body, just that one move alone. But that alone cuts a lot of people out. And all of these other routines, like you can only do it for 5 years. You can be a 5th-year veteran and then you have to retire.
Oh, wow.
And you try out every single year.
Oh, you're not guaranteed.
No. Veterans get cut every year.
Depressing.
Like you could be a 4th-year veteran, you're going on your 5th, you get cut. Big time loser.
Cold bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hard. And this girl who won like cheerleader of the year or whatever.
Don't give me spoilers.
Are you going to watch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And lots of our listeners might.
Okay. She had to go up and accept the award with like 2 crutches because she had to have like, I can't remember what it was, like a double hip replacement. These girls have insane injuries. It's just the craziest thing. And they're not even really being paid. Like this isn't their full-time job. One of them is an orthodontist.
They're not being paid?
I think they're getting paid like minimum wage.
Oh. The chauvinist world continues.
Yes. But it's like
the Dallas Cowboys, I think, are the biggest franchise in the NFL. And they are making so much money off of having these cheerleaders. And they can't pay. I mean, that is the patriarchy.
They barely make anything, these ladies. But like they're not there for the money. Like they're there for like
but they wouldn't mind it, I'm sure.
They definitely wouldn't mind it. It's so crazy.
That's fucking nuts.
You really should watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Okay, so those are my 2.
I have to watch Dope Sick, but then I'll get back to it. I have a icebreaker for you.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why I thought of this icebreaker. What smell is like the most comforting smell to you, like that you love?
Comforting.
Or like you enjoy it. Like it's like, I don't mean like a candle scent. I mean like a scent occurring in the world. Or like from someone cooking something or...
Well, I have like scents that I actually really like.
Okay,
and I also have scents that are like comforting.
All right, pick a couple.
Well, I really like the smell of paint.
That's weird.
Like new paint.
Like a freshly painted room?
Yes.
It gives me a headache.
And I think you're not supposed to like
You're
smell
not.
that so much. Yeah, I don't, but I do like the way that it smells.
I'm pretty sure that's like how huffing begins. The popular abuse of the 90s. So I haven't had a whole episode about it.
Yeah, you know me and my huffing problem.
That's why you can't buy spray paint without an ID.
Okay, spray paint, I actually don't love how that smells.
Oh,
I'm
so
talking about like wall paint.
You wouldn't be a candidate for huffing then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, the things that you like can't buy without an ID, by the way. The other day I was buying my allergy medicine. Shout out to Allegra D.
Yeah.
And you have to show your
ID
when you buy it. And I hadn't bought it in a long time because like I haven't needed it. And I showed my ID, got the medicine, whatever. And I realized I only got a 10-pack and I needed a 20 pack because I was like, I'm not going to go back and get another one. So I go the next day and I'm like, I'll just get another 10 pack. And they're like, oh, you can't.
Oh, they're tracking it.
Yeah, they were like, because you just bought, you have to wait a couple days. And I was like, why? I'm here now. And they were like, because it's a federally regulated something or other. And I was like, they think people are buying this and crushing it up to make what again?
Here's the thing. Stay out of my fucking allergy medication and regulate the OxyContin crisis.
Okay, yes, but what am I making with my allergy medicine?
Something. We're not making it, so we don't know.
That they're so worried about.
God, why are you so worried?
What are you so worried about?
Some
of us are buying this for our allergies.
I mean, there must be something.
They were like, it's because there's Sudafed in it. And I was like...
Isn't that... I think that's how you make meth.
Really?
Don't quote me. I've never made meth, but...
Like, yeah, I'm here at Walgreens trying to buy this shit to make meth.
I think
Fuck
it's
off.
meth. That might be a wives' tale.
Anyway, so yeah, that's like a random smell that most people don't like, but I do like.
Mine's kind of weird too, I guess.
Other smells that I find comforting are my son's bath shampoo.
Yeah, that's
I love the smell of that.
That is a good one.
I also love the smell of an indoor pool.
That's mine. Or chlorine.
Yeah. And bleach adjacent to that. They smell really similar. Like when I bleach our like sheets and towels. I love how that smells.
I don't like bleach.
And I also love the smell of when my mom makes spaghetti.
Oh, those are nice. I love chlorine. Like, I love the smell of chlorine. And I thought of this because I was looking on Instagram and someone had posted a picture from a pool. And like, I don't know like what happened. It must have been like a misfire in my brain, but I could smell the pool, like looking at the photo.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I gotta get my ass to a pool. Like, and I was like, oh my God, I love the smell of pools.
Outdoor pools, you don't get that as much.
You do when you're in the water, though.
Yeah, when you're actually in it, you do. But like the indoor, it's like the like humid, sticky air. You're not even like affected by it because you're gonna go swimming.
Yep, I love that smell.
Me too.
It's my favorite.
Oh, that was yours.
That was my smell.
Do you have ones you find comforting?
Let me think. Comforting. My mom has worn literally the same perfume my entire life, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue.
Oh,
so. Comforting, sure, but like whenever I smell that scent, like I was in a Sephora a couple of weeks ago and I just like picked it up to smell it and I was like, my mom. There's no food smell that I really find super comforting.
No.
Coffee I love. I actually sniffed while I was making coffee this morning. I just like held the grounds up to my nose and I was like, smells like joy. Loved it. I love the smell of Tyler's cologne, and he only wears it. He's not like a cologne everyday person, but he wears it when we're going to something like special is the wrong word, but like significant. So I also have like a memory connection to it. Like he'll only wear it to like nice dinners or like a holiday. So I like the scent, but it also means like fun ahead. Like my brain is like, we're going somewhere.
There's fun ahead.
Like fun is coming.
Sure.
Smells are very, very important.
I agree.
It's interesting that like when I've had all these like upper respiratory issues, I can't really smell anything, obviously.
Right.
So it affects my taste, which is horrible. But I use like a tea tree oil shampoo, and I'll just stand in the shower and sniff it for a little bit because it like clears my sinuses. And then when I get out, I'll eat a snack so that I can taste the food.
And then you can't taste anymore after
then
that.
it usually like comes all back.
Oh.
Yeah. Soldier. I'm a soldier.
Good one.
Yeah, okay. That's my shtick. Do you have anything interesting to tell me?
I guess if you can call the Biden-Trump debate interesting.
We thought it was going to be bad, but it was worse than we anticipated.
It was
like watching a car wreck on top of a building that's already on fire that is being swallowed up by the earth.
In just so few words, yes.
In just a few words.
I was so shook by it. Like, we recorded it because we weren't home when it was
on.
on. So I was like, oh, we'll record. We got home. It was like 9:30. I think I was like, let's watch in bed. We go upstairs, put on our pajamas, get in bed. I cue up the debate. I'm like, this is going to be a roller coaster. And it wasn't really a roller coaster as much as one of those roller coasters that you get stuck on at the very top, hanging upside down.
And then they just keep you up there for over an hour.
And then you're just hanging up there. Yeah. It was so horrible.
What's crazy is at the end of it, even still, Joe is the better candidate. Like,
Joe.
I want to say that, like, loud and proud, like, still voting for Biden. Gotta keep it for Biden. But like, I'm sad for him that he's being forced to do this again when he clearly doesn't want to.
I can't vote for Trump in any scenario ever because he is truly crazy. At the debate, he kind of reminded me of that like slithering lizard character in Monsters Inc., Randall, with like the squinty, shifty eyes.
Yep.
And everything, I feel like 90% of the shit he said was made up.
Well, he was really just leaning into Joe saying weird shit. Like his whole shtick was like, just let Joe go. Ooh,
At the end.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, he just kept like saying weird stuff, like how like someone in Virginia, a doctor in Virginia killed a baby who was like full term. And those were the things where like at no point did Joe say that did not happen.
And like, if it did, it's not related to abortions. Like anyone who's pro-choice is not like, kill babies in Virginia.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's their platform.
Yeah.
Kill babies.
Yeah, like that's not, those two things are not linked.
And Joe had like the opposite of a rebuttal. Like it was just like Trump would be like, and this doctor killed a baby in Virginia. And Biden would be like, and I love cherry pies.
We kept talking about the kitchen table. Being around the kitchen table. I was like, Joe,
what's going on at this table? Are we all on acid?
I was like, oh my God. To be full transparency, I only watch clips on TikTok because I couldn't bring myself to watch the whole thing.
Because you didn't want to watch the whole thing.
I didn't want to, and I'm better for it. Your world is a little darker having watched it.
I just feel like, and then the next day he went to a, I mean, I know everyone feels the same. It sucked. The next day he went to a rally that was like already scheduled, North Carolina, and had triple the amount of energy. It was like, then he decided to finally take uppers.
I think he can't handle like late at night.
Okay, but like that's when this debate was. The debate that his team pushed for. Like, does his team know who they're dealing with here?
Do they hate him?
Do you guys hate him?
Is this fucking play about us?
Like, holy shit. It would literally be like your like high school baseball team entering like the high school World Series, and you guys have not won one fucking game. Like, well, we are playing in this competition.
No, actually what it would be like is if they were clearly not ready and their coach called and was like, can we move the World Series up?
We are moving it up a week, actually.
Like, do you want us to crash and burn? What did my mother-in-law text you during the debate?
Oh, she said,
she knew her audience. She didn't text me. She was like, she's not watching.
Yeah, she was like, that TikTok
Mogul.
mole isn't watching. She said, someone please whisper to him, Joe, close your mouth. This is like watching a car wreck. Get this man a sip of water, for God's sakes.
Get this man a sip of water. Like, water, while it's a nice sentiment, was not going to do a thing.
No, really. And then
get this man an anvil on his head.
Once I started watching, I was texting her and I was like, holy shit, does this get any better? Like, I have a pit in my stomach. And she goes, no, it's so bad. Tough watch for sure. Oh, and then she said, he does tell Trump he has the morals of an alley cat. So that was fun. And those were her key takes.
I wish the team was like, drop an anvil, drop an anvil.
I wish that like it was one of those things, where like you're hooked up to like painkillers in the hospital and you press a button and it pumps out more. Yeah. I think he needed more. And there was all this talk before about like people are going to be Republicans are going to be criticizing him for being on performance enhancing drugs. And like if he comes out there, with a pep in his step, it's obvious that he's on like this, that, and Viagra.
He wasn't on drugs, that's for sure.
And now it was like, I think Republicans are like, why in the hell wasn't he on this, that, and Viagra?
Oh God.
I just don't even understand. Like they were like, and we're not putting him on anything. He's gonna shuffle out there.
You're gonna see. That's where it's like, what does his team want?
It was almost like his team was like, this man cannot be president and we need to show that to America. Do you feel like that's what was going on?
Yes, but I can't imagine that's what they were doing because no one wants Trump. Like no one on that side wants Trump to be president again. So I don't know if they like felt like they had I don't know.
I don't really understand like Biden wanting to run again. Originally he was like, I'm a one-term president. Like I'm going to be 109 at the end of all of this. And that's obviously not a great age to be as the president of the United States and commander-in-chief. But that all went right out the window when he decided to run again. And I don't know if it was like...
I don't think he wanted to run again. I think the party was like, we don't have a candidate. You are the only person who has historically beaten Trump, and we don't have someone we legitimately think can. So we're going to give it a go again.
Well, all these things were saying that, like, this past weekend, he was going to go to Camp... Was it...
David?
Yeah, Camp David, and be with his family for the weekend and kind of like unwind, whatever. And that after the weekend, it would be more obvious whether or not he was going to be convinced to run again or keep going with this run or not. And he came back from his relaxing stay and was like, I'm in this fight. Apparently his family was like, you're good to go. You're good to go, Joe.
I mean...
And Jill is really, everyone's saying how like Jill has the final
say
push. Like if she wanted him to not run, she would be like, don't do this anymore. And if she thought he could still do it, which is how most marriages work.
Right. I'm hoping if she thinks he can still do it. I do think the debates, like we said before, are such weird, contrived settings.
Yes.
Let's call a spade. Joe's 81. I don't know many 81-year-olds who would be ready to debate someone at 7 o'clock at night.
I was just going to say, you're tired at 6.
I wouldn't want to debate someone at 5:30. Yeah. Like, my brain is off.
You're like, if we're going to have a debate,
can we do it at 7 a.m.?
Yeah, let it be at 8 a.m.
So, as everyone is saying, look at Trump's presidency and look at Joe's presidency. The clear candidate is vote for Joe. Let's go, Joe. But like,
I feel like we should. Here's a campaign idea. If Shania Twain is interested, do you think Shania Twain is a?
She's
Trump
Canadian, so she's unable.
Probably. No, she's not unable. Listen to my idea.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ever be VP. I was like, well, she's unfortunately.
Yes, Shania Twain. Yeah. I was gonna say Shania Twain should remix "Let's Go Girls."
Let's go, Joe. Oh, we should do that. It's like I can't sing, but I won't stop.
Yeah.
I've got the music in me. What can I say?
You actually can't sing. Like, we'll be singing in the car.
No, I literally can't.
It's like banging a bag of cats against a wall.
But I would be too powerful. Like, you can't be this smart, this funny, this pretty, and sing.
It's so true.
So, like, I would be too powerful.
Yeah. The Lord above said,
exactly.
We've got to take something away from this gal.
Yes, he giveth and he taketh away.
Yeah. Like a song in the car will come on that everyone knows all of the words to. And I am like, are you singing a different song? It's the same words, but not the same tune at all.
I haven't found my pitch yet.
Where are you looking for it? Where are you looking for your pitch?
I haven't found it. I don't know.
Okay.
High and low, I'm looking.
Like, ain't no mountain high enough?
Ain't no mountain high. Okay, my cough is also still
this has nothing to do with it.
My cough is still ailing me.
It's like, listen, baby. And you'll be like, listen, baby. And you're like, what the fuck song is that?
You hear the cough. Everyone can hear the cough.
Ain't no valley low.
Anywho's.
And it's again, like, you're just wondering, what are we listening to the same song? Like, you're trying to like have a sing along in the car, like,
to the same song?
Ain't no mountain high, and you're like, ain't no mountain high.
No, listen, ain't no valley low.
I'm so glad everyone just got a little taste.
It's the cough.
No, you have the opposite of pitch.
I really do. I have putch. Putch. I have catch.
What's catch?
Like you pitch something and you catch.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not even catch.
What do I have?
You're not even a part of the throwing. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like you'll be singing a popular lullaby to my son, and
he loves it. He's always saying more.
And it's like, you don't even know what's like Twinkle Twinkle, and you're like, twinkle twinkle. And I'm like, he's just gonna be so confused.
No, he likes my version.
Oh, okay.
He says Auntie J's version.
Auntie J's version. Let's get that on the board.
It's like Taylor's version. Every song parentheses Auntie J's version.
Yeah, same words, totally different tune.
Anywho's, well, this has been fun. Did you see that Olivia Culpo and Christian McCaffrey got married this weekend?
I saw that they were getting married. There was a lot of like
lead up.
Yeah.
It was, a lot of people did not like her dress. I thought it was stunning.
I didn't see her dress.
Oh my God. Let me show it
up for me.
I can show it to you. I thought she looked incredible. Very classic. Here you go.
Extremely classic.
She some of the quotes were a little weird, I gotta say, like surrounding the dress. I'll just go to Instagram. Hold on.
Oh, I think it's pretty.
I think it's so pretty. It was a custom design with Dolce & Gabbana, I believe. And some of the quotes about it I did think were strange. Like she said, I didn't want my dress to exude sex in any way. And then she was like, I wanted it to be like, she went very minimal on makeup. She didn't wear mascara. She didn't wear brow gel. She was like, Christian thinks I'm my most beautiful when I'm myself. And then this was weird when I'm covered. So I didn't love some of those things. I don't know why.
Christian thinks I'm my most beautiful self when I'm covered.
That was like, I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of one of the quotes. So I didn't love that. But I thought it was just so like regal and beautiful. And people are like, why is she wearing long sleeves in almost July?
Wasn't there some sort of show about these sisters, or are those different sisters?
The Culpo sisters? At least a show I didn't watch, if there was one.
Maybe it's different sisters entirely.
Maybe it's a completely different family.
Okay, I'm just saying, this person who she posted
this
like photo of them
on the private plane. Yeah.
And someone posted on her post, who are they? Like, okay, that's us. Anyway.
They got married in like a very traditional way. They got married in a church. She wore this beautiful gown, this beautiful veil. They had like a pretty traditional relationship. I think they started dating in like 2019. So like the headline here is two extremely seeming normal people.
Yeah.
Who are fucking loaded, got married.
Two trad wives.
Two trad wives. But yeah, people were not expecting that sort of ball gown. I'm assuming she was fucking hot, seeing as she got married June 29th in a long sleeve ball gown.
It doesn't look like a breathable fabric.
I gotta tell you, the structure of the fabric does not make me think it was breathable.
I think the most important headline from that is her sister and Paul Vernon.
Yes, that's an interesting headline.
For those of you who don't know, her sister
Aurora.
Took
me a second.
Was seen like out and kissing and hanging out with Paul Vernon, who has famously been engaged to Bethenny Frankel from The Real Housewives of New York and Skinny Girl and her whole empire.
You loved Bethenny.
For the last, like, how long have they been together? Like 10 years?
A long time. And they broke up, obviously.
Yeah. They were together, then they broke up, then they got back together and have been engaged. And just like, she's said a number of times, I'll never get married again, because she had the
longest and worst divorce of all
most
time.
insane divorce. If anyone wants a deep dive on Bethany's life, come to me.
You love Beth. I was actually going to ask you, have you don't have TikTok, so maybe you haven't seen kind of her weird persona she's taken on TikTok. Have you seen it? She's gotten a little like, there's a lot of parody accounts parodying her, Bethenny. Okay. And like, she like does these like making meals and they're always the most random meals. Like it's like cut a bell pepper and put crab and then put your skinny girl dressing and like mix it up, and then like, oh, there's a crunch, and like you eat with your eyes first. She's gotten like very performative on TikTok, and she got into a fight with Chanel. Did you see that?
No.
Bethenny.
Oh, I saw the Chanel thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
and she
I
like
did.
won't drop the Chanel thing, and so like a lot of people are like, what is going on with Bethenny? Like she's not well.
You know, I don't love her as much as I used to, but I think that's how it is with anyone who becomes famous. Like they become like a weird public persona version of who they actually were. I loved her on early New York.
Oh,
And then
same.
Even when she came back later, like the Carol Radziwill seasons, I still loved her because I was just like an apologist. I still follow her. Am I like buying her books and products? No.
I wish she would get back to what she used to be. Like I loved her on Real Housewives. I don't know if now she just has so much money. You know, like when you have so much money, you are not in touch with reality. Like I think what we loved about her was she was like by a long shot the most normal, the least rich woman on the shows.
Yes.
And so she had like a very strong grip on reality.
Yes.
And then even as she got more and more successful, she still kept that with her. I think now she's just so fucking rich that she hasn't been in the real world. So the shit she says is so ridiculous that you're like, you've left the building.
Yeah, she obviously in the early seasons, she was cast like as, you know, she was the only one who wasn't married, who didn't have kids, but she was very New York and like not really connected, but like was a semi-socialite, like just was fun and had a good personality, whatever. And like was immediately a fan favorite. Everyone loved Bethenny. Was anyone Team Jill in the Jill Bethenny fight? Please let us know.
People were, but it was rare.
Not anyone I knew.
Not anyone I knew either.
And then yeah, she had a very public falling out with her best friend Jill. Like there was
so upsetting.
She got married and had a baby, like all on TV. Bethenny getting married. Bethenny ever after. Like she had all of these things on TV, and she let fans in on that.
Yeah.
So obviously, like you feel like
you knew her, yeah.
You know her and like sort of, I guess, protective over her because you're like, well, like this is her public thing, but I have watched her through the years, whatever. It's like when like your family member becomes a nut job and you're like, yeah, but
Aunt Sue's weird, but she was my favorite aunt.
Well. Yeah. She was a great aunt.
She took me to Six Flags.
That's kind of how I feel about her. But she's gotten really crazy. I do sometimes listen to her podcast, which like is sometimes on and sometimes not on. She's had a lot of failed ventures from her relationships to her marriage that was in divorce court for
I think like 10 years.
Yeah, so many years. Her talk show, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, it's strange because like I feel like she sometimes has overextended herself. Like she was so good in that whole beverage food space,
right? I mean, she was a chef. She was a personal
chef, and then she sold her company to Jim Beam, right?
Yeah.
Like she was that, and then she kept trying to do, I think because people liked her personality, I think she overshot the mark. Like people liked her personality. That doesn't mean she should have a talk show. And
interestingly, the clause, you know how like so many Bravo people have, and other reality stars now, like if you're on literally any show, then you're going to be like pumping out a product.
Yeah.
Next time you turn around. The Bethenny starting the Skinny Girl cocktail was like in season 1, she ordered that cocktail like specifically at a bar, and she was like, you just can't, like, they don't make it like this, it's like a Skinny Girl margarita, blah blah blah. And then she created it and like bottled it and was selling it, whatever, and then sold it to Jim Beam for, do we have that number?
$100 million.
Yeah.
Frankel sold Skinny Girl cocktails to Beam Global for an estimated $100 million, keeping the rights to the Skinny Girl name. And she said before, she's an amazing businesswoman. Like she was like, I sold it to them with a clause that was like, you have to sell this amount, and if you don't, there's a penalty to me.
Yeah.
And so like she was
like, you can't just drive this brand into the ground.
Like you can't not advertise for it and like not let it succeed and then screw me, because she was getting percentages. And so she was like very forward thinking in the way that she would write her contracts. But then it was like she tried so many other things that I don't think were in her wheelhouse. And so it like chipped away at her brand. Like you can definitely do too much.
What I was saying was that she sold Skinny Girl to Jim Beam for $100 million. And it only obviously gained as much popularity as it did because she was on Bravo. But there was nothing in their contracts with Bravo that said Bravo was entitled to any of that money. And so after her moving on, when you sign your contract to be on like Summer House, Kyle Cook and Loverboy, She by Sheree, like all of these different products that come out, it's called the Bethenny clause in the contract that like Bravo gets a percentage of that. And that's why they let you advertise so hard. Like they're not even like drinking anything else on Summer House because Bravo's getting a percentage of anything that's coming out.
Which honestly, they should. Like you're not paying for ad placement. Like if you were going to pay for your product to get placed in a show that has that big of a viewership, it would cost you so fucking much. So you don't have to put any money out.
Right.
It's free in the sense that like you're not giving them any money from like your checkbook, but you have to pay for that.
Right.
And it makes their brands really successful. Shit. Should we go on Summer House? They haven't asked, but
we're here to promote any product they need us to.
we could hustle a little. Yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of shocked when I started seeing her come up on my TikTok as like a erratic middle-aged woman. I was like, where do you go, Beth?
Erratic is an amazing way to describe it, and I feel bad, but at the end of the day, I also feel like she's just like
your old pal,
my old Aunt
Bethany,
who took us to Six Flags.
Yeah, she was a sweet lady.
Oh, you know what I forgot to say? I started watching this weekend, and this is also part of something interesting I wanted to share.
What?
The Bear season 3 came out.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot about that. We got to get through 2, but yeah.
You didn't even watch 2?
We started 2.
2 was better than 1.
Oh good, I'm excited. Gives me something to look forward to.
I've actually liked 3 a lot so far. It hasn't gotten as much positive love as season 2 did, but season 3 is good. It's so hard to watch The Bear for me. I don't know if you feel this way, like when you know the actor has like some weird shit going on.
I don't feel that way, but it makes it hard for me to be obsessed with the actor.
Yeah, okay. So I did love Jeremy Allen White from Shameless,
which I desperately wish I watched, but it's too far gone.
No, you just watched a show from 2004.
It's so many seasons though.
It's really good.
Oh, God, I want to watch it. Okay, keep going.
I loved him on Shameless. He played Lip.
Got it. Okay.
On The Bear, he plays Carmy, who's like a, chef who comes home and helps to revive his brother's biz. You like obviously you want to love him because he's the whole show is kind of around him. But he had like this very public breakup and divorce from his wife, who he has 2 kids with, and she's like kind of written some how would you say, like her Instagram captions are like
cryptic.
Telling. Yeah, cryptic.
How do you say cryptic? Sounds like Ilaria Baldwin.
She's kind of written some like cryptic Instagram captions on posts about the 2 of them. So just for anyone who's not following along, he's 32. Him and his wife got married in 2019. They were engaged for like 6 months, and they already had one of their children. They had a daughter at the time, but they had been together for like their high school sweethearts.
I thought they were high school sweethearts.
So they met like sometime around 2006 when they were in high school. So yeah, they're dating all throughout high school. And then, she wrote on Instagram in a tribute after he won a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy for The Bear. Mm-hmm. She wrote, when we'd run your lines for Shameless, I'd be so tickled knowing beforehand what everyone would get to witness on set the next day. When I watched the pilot for The Bear, I cried my fucking heart out. I think somewhere I must have known how much life was about to change, but mostly I just knew that the world was about to discover what I've known all along.
And they were still together in January 23.
Yeah, so they were together then. Like, she's obviously like been by his side through, he got pretty famous from Shameless, and then like this other show, whatever. And then In 2018, October, they welcomed their first daughter. 2019 of April, they got engaged. So like they were together for a long time, had a baby. Yeah. Then they got engaged. One of those were like, it was really cute. Their baby was at their wedding.
Oh.
December 2020, they had another baby. August 22, Jeremy Allen White says his wife is unfazed by the fans' thirst tweets. And he said, I think we're both pretty good at not paying too much attention. I'm not on Twitter. I have an Instagram, but I mostly use it for work, meaning like it's run by
it's management team. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, and he's doesn't do a ton of interviews. Like he's very like not engaged with the public. So January 2023, she tweeted that really nice thing, or she posted on Instagram that really nice thing about him winning the Golden Globe. May 2023, she files for divorce.
So sad.
And then in an Instagram post, May 14th, so this was May 11, she filed for divorce. May 14, she posted, she refers to herself as a single mom in a caption of a Mother's Day Instagram post. And she wrote, being a single mom is not how I pictured it. It's so fucking hard. It is all out, covered in shit and crying on the floor, kick you in the shins, screaming with no sound, coming out hard. It's not the natural order of things. It can be exhausting, but more than anything, it can just be so lonely when something magical happens and you have to tell yourself, don't forget this, because there's no witness by your side.
Well, that is dark as fuck.
And this was like, no one knew they were even having relationship troubles. She files for divorce 3 days later, posts this like Mother's Day post that's like insanely.
Are there cheating rumors?
So basically, yes.
Because that caption sounds more to me like he's just a shit dad. Like he was absent.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has like a secret something going on. I don't know if it's like with co-star or like other celebrities. I don't know what it is, but he's definitely not the most trustworthy. That is the vibe that I'm getting from a lot of the.
It's giving like Ariana Grande's new boyfriend, who she started dating while he was with his like forever girlfriend. And you know who else? John Mulaney. Like these guys who are with these women who, and I actually really like him. And who the fuck is he with?
I thought John Mulaney was with
she's the model who had breast cancer. What's her name?
Olivia Munn.
Yes, he's with her, but he was with his wife forever and didn't want to have kids. Famously, they weren't going to have kids. They got divorced. He started dating Olivia Munn. She was pregnant with him like the first couple of months. Oh. And his wife was pissed and writing cryptic captions as well. Like these guys who are with these women who support them and are like along for the ride, and then something clicks and they're like, peace.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like, I guess she gave an interview somewhere that like trust played a factor in them not being together anymore, and that just kind of alludes to the fact that maybe he cheated or he had an emotional relationship with someone else. I don't know what it was, but like when she posts being a single mom.
Yeah.
And I get like the Bears filmed in Chicago mostly. Obviously they do like some of the filming on a set, but he's traveling for work some of the time. But there's a lot of actors who travel for work who don't cheat on their wives and are still an active participant in their children's lives. So
I gotta say, I don't think there's a lot of actors. I think there's a lot of actors who
think of all the actors out there. I think there are a lot of actors.
All right, maybe.
There's a lot who suck.
There's a lot who suck. I don't know if it's the ego of it or what it is.
So yeah, that is just thanks for riding that train with me. It's just something that I like.
Out here.
I love the show and I love him, but like it's really hard to love him.
I love Carmi. I don't love Jeremy Allen White. And maybe I'll fall in love with Lip.
If you
I give that show a watch.
Oh, I had a daily dilemma for you.
What is it?
Someone posted, obviously it's wedding season. Wedding season.
Weddings are upon us.
Yep.
Don't I know it?
High time. So this girl posted that one of her really good friends is getting married. And So this girl sends out, like, she's getting married. She wants all her bridesmaids to feel comfortable in whatever they wear, whatever. It just has to be the specific color. And the color is like a very sort of like vibrant orange.
Okay.
And so the girl posting this like sort of showed a picture of what that looked like. And it was like it could be sort of a array of oranges. But she was like, I just had a baby a few months ago and I'm not loving how I'm looking. And orange is like not notoriously the most flattering color in the world.
Okay.
And she's like, and I'm having a hard time even finding an orange dress that like would be flattering for what my body looks like right now. And so she was like, I was kind of thinking maybe I would go with like a darker orange, or like I look a little bit redder and like better in like a red. And she asked the bride, like, would either of these be okay? And the bride was like, no, not really. That's not on the color scheme. And so she's saying, do I bow out of being in this because I don't feel comfortable, or do I just swallow my pride?
It's an interesting question because people get nuts about their weddings, as we've spoken about, and specifically the color palettes of their weddings. I kind of think, and this is going to be a hot take, I kind of think the bride is being shitty.
For picking orange.
Well, yes, specifically for picking orange. Yes, for picking orange, 100%. But, and I've said this a million times, and I talk to and deal with a lot of brides all the time. Your wedding is not an opportunity to like be a dictator and make your friends feel like shit. So if this friend is so close to you and she's saying to you, and it's like different than like she's just being like a petulant person. Like if she hadn't had a baby.
Petulant.
Child. Like it'd be different if she hadn't just had a baby. It would be different if like, I'm saying if she's like, I don't like orange. It's like, okay, well, this isn't about you.
What if she's just like a naturally chubby person who does not look good in orange?
Sure. Yes, exactly. Like if this is not her MO and your close friend, like if you had come to me, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to wear black, but let's say you'd come to me before my wedding and said, I just really don't feel comfortable in a black dress right now. Which like wouldn't happen.
I'm really more comfortable in orange.
Yeah, I love orange. No, but if you're like, I'm not loving the options of dresses. I found a couple of dresses that I really like. One's like a charcoal. One is, patterned or whatever it is. I don't know what the fuck it could have been.
It's getting worse.
I know, because I'm trying to be adjacent to the colors. I would have been like, amazing. Whatever you feel your best in. Like, it's just important to me that you're with me that day. And I don't care at the end of the day.
I was kind of thinking on the other hand, just to take it from another direction.
Devil's advocate, which I love.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I think it's fucking crazy to really say anything. And I understand, like, it's an honor to be asked to stand up in someone's wedding, even though, like, most of the time it's
sucks
obligatory.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Like, either you feel like you have to, or the person who asked you feels like they have to. Like,
right.
Oh, well, they asked me, or like, whatever.
I don't know if it's mostly obligatory. I think there are some obligatory asks, but I think a lot of the times it is just like your closest people.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So, like, there's that. But on the flip side, let's say I ask you to wear orange. I can't even fathom that happening.
That would be horrible.
And you're like, I don't really love how I look in orange. When actually, this is a perfect example. When I was picking my bridesmaids dresses, all of my bridesmaids wore black. And I was like, please pick any dress that you want. It just has to be black. Black is flattering on everybody. Wear black. But when I was first looking at it, I really also liked champagne.
I do remember this, yes.
And so I was like, it could be really pretty if we did champagne. And I'm like, thinking out loud, talking to you about this. And you said, I actually look horrible in champagne.
Because I am champagne colored. Like, my skin tone is like champagne. And I was like, if I wear champagne, I will just disappear. It'll be an invisibility cloak in the worst way.
And I was like, oh, I don't want people to feel uncomfortable in the color. Let's go black. Like, I was immediately like, fuck champagne.
Also, I still stand by that. But the follow-up to that is you ended up getting married. I mean, you did get married in July. And it was so hot on your wedding day. I think it would have been just spots of sweat on champagne dresses.
Really?
Yes.
What's that? Champagne problems.
It would have been
Talk
a champagne.
About champagne.
It would have been a champagne problem. That's why I'm like, you have to listen to your friends. Like,
but I was going to say, let's say in this scenario, I say orange without consulting anyone because you're a sociopath, obviously. and you're like, I don't really look that good in orange. Could I wear like this dark, like amber color? Or like I found this sort of like maroony type situation. I'm happy. Again, I would be like, please wear whatever you want. I've chosen orange because like, I don't know, it's a fucking family color or something.
Because I hate you all.
Yeah. But like, I would literally be like, I don't want you to stand out in this group of women who's wearing orange. Like, then you come out and it's like, and what's she, an usher?
Yeah.
Like, then you're not looking the same. And if that's okay with you, that's totally fine. But I don't want you to, like, you're obviously uncomfortable, and then you're putting even more of a spotlight on yourself wearing something slightly different.
I think, yeah, that's a good point. I think a good friend would say, you are welcome to wear whatever you want. I just don't want you to feel uncomfortable. And if you end up telling me that you're so uncomfortable, you just don't want to be in the quote wedding party, you are still welcome to come to hair and makeup. I want to spend the whole day with you. We'll take our own photos together, but I don't want to, that's a good way to say it, like put a spotlight on you. So keep looking, see if you can find something that blends in. But in the end, if you can't, won't be offended.
It's just like the right answer is if someone comes to you and says, I don't know if I'm that comfortable wearing that color, then you need to take a good hard look in the mirror.
At the color.
At yourself and at that color and be like,
did I fuck up?
Should I change this color? Like if someone's coming to me and saying, I don't think I'm going to look good in that. Now, if the color is like a neutral black, anything black.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if there's anything we can do about that.
Well, that's like the easiest, the path of least resistance. It was interesting because I obviously like do events for a living, and one of the bridesmaids this weekend in the wedding was saying at a wedding recently, her makeup was not what she wanted. Like she did not like it. And she was like, it's so funny because back when I was single and I actually cared, I would have been like, you have to fix this. But she's like, I'm married. I don't care. I was like, great, thanks. Like, I do think that happens. Like bridesmaids who are in there, like they're young, they're single, they want to meet someone. They're like, I can't wear this dress. It's horrible. You have to fix my hair. You have to fix my makeup. And then like the girls who are married are like, put me in a frock. I don't care. Like, I'm just here to support you. Like they have a different agenda.
I feel like we felt that way before we were.
Totally. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure I cared way more. Like when our friend Morgan got married right out of college, I remember distinctly being like, please do not pick a strapless dress. Like my boobs are way too big for a strapless dress. And I did her a service because I think strapless dresses are just not flattering on everyone. And I just spoke up. But like I cared way more at that wedding. Like I was like 24. I was like maybe.
Versus now.
Now I'm like, I don't care.
Maybe I'll drunkenly meet someone on the dance floor and make out with them.
Yes. But like now I'm like, I'm good.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Again, when you sign up to be a bridesmaid, I think there really is something that says like, and I will wear this magenta kimono to get ready in.
Yeah.
And if you overfill my eyebrows and want a red lip on me and you want all of us to look like we're performing at
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, a burlesque style routine when we walk down the aisle, that is okay.
Totally.
Because I've chosen to be
your bridesmaid.
I've agreed to that. But like when you have a really specific, like I don't feel comfortable, I think it's
totally
another layer.
You just want your friends to feel good. That's all I want.
We do, but I'm not sure that that's the general
But then are they your friends? Are you my friend is the question.
Are you even my friend then?
Are you even my friend
if you
then?
don't want me to feel comfortable?
Like that's baseline.
Yeah.
This was a wonderful chat.
Great recap.
Well, thanks for calling.
Thanks for answering. I'll call you later.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.